Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us for another week of Dungeons and Dragons. Grace looked over at the other screen today and thought that our old player David had been transformed, but it is not the case. We have someone new who is going to be sitting in with us on the regular, I think, if all goes well today. And yeah, I think it's going to be a really interesting session. David's not going to be able to make it, but that is okay. We okay, thanks. Sorry, just stuff with my flatmates. We went down into the depths of a column of magical darkness in the last session. The party was following the lead of a certain Mad Maggie who had a large hellfire engine. One of the things I need to get.
An infernal contraption machine moves quickly across the wastes.
And the party had one of her smaller motorized two-wheel vehicles. And yeah, there was an altercation with a certain Maris who the party had learned the hard way was a Balrog. In the conflict, Maris killed most of Maggie's crew, caused quite a bit of damage to the Hellfire engine. Nell was nearly killed in the process as well, covered in glass and shrapnel. Your companion ineffectually turned into a water elemental, which nearly became steam in the instant of the Balrog was so intense. But Maggie had a mirror of life trapping through which she was able to capture the spirit of this abyssal creature. And
Oh yeah. Oh my god, I forgot how I was able to get it to
oh
look
yes,
at the
it was a suggestion.
I used suggestion and I said to the creature, you've got a bit of schmutz on your shirt. You might want to look in the mirror so you can get that schmutz off your shirt. And I suggested that they look at the mirror, and they did.
The Balrog is resistant to magic, but could not resist the uncanny suggestion of yes, Illichon, who yes, we should well, we can deal with describing characters in just a moment. But the end of the last session, Illichon repelled down into a smaller pit in the ground, at the bottom of which were dark crystals, which took some of his blood. Seemed very ominous, but popped out in return for that a genie's lamp, which Helicon rubbed on the way up, being pulled by Mad Maggie herself with her pulling gloves. And in an instant, a powerful gene, with a sort of dark black body and a smoke for legs, pops out of this lamp and says, "Speak your wish, my child, and it will be granted."
I wish for all deals made by myself, Nell, and Janus to be fulfilled in good faith.
Hmm? Oh, well, is that okay? And they snap their finger and look a bit confused.
Oh, don't you judge me. You've gotten shittier wishes than this, genies. Ugh.
No, you don't understand. I have to go into the weave itself. I'll be right back. And they apparate into a small sphere, almost just like a ball of darkness in front of you, and you hear the sound of like sawing and
Oh my god.
random noises, Foley art sounds. and they pop back out, and there are sort of golden sparkles that shine from around them, and they say, "I'm done. It is complete." Um, and their eyes go all white, and they say, "The spell plague has been brought to an end," and their body disappears into a glimmer, a shimmering form that slowly fades away, leaving nothing but gold dust rained over you as you are repelled finally up this.
When I get up, I ask Mad Maggie, "What the hell is a spell plague?" That's not what I
And
asked for. Illican is just indignant that he doesn't think he got his wish. He thinks that the genie just went off and did something else completely.
yeah, Mad Maggie looks at you and she pulls out a small coin purse and she grabs a pill. Mm. Oh, Mad Maggie remembers what she was saying. The spell plague, my child, is some kind of thing that happened as a result of Mistra being
Killed by.
broken up into different pieces in the way that her lover Ptah had been previously. Yes, killed, dismembered, whatever the case may be. And if there's magic, like it is that I'm feeling in this instant, that is here and around in the deepest, darkest parts of Bator, well, yeah, I guess the spell plague is finally over.
How do you feel about any deals we may have made?
And Mad Maggie says, "It's not me you have to be worried about now, but Shemeshka the Marauder. I'll make sure that you can get on your way going back toward them as best as I can. But you've got to uphold the rest of your end of the bargain first and perform this ritual. Isn't that right?"
I thought that's what I wished for. I wished for my deals to be fulfilled in good faith.
Hmm.
I know you aren't the one who I did the wish with, but I wished for my deals to be fulfilled, i.e., past tense, already happened.
It sounded like the subjunctive tense.
I'm sorry, I even messaged it to you.
Fulfilled. Yes, let me double check that. I will check the grammar. All the deals to be completed.
What? Yeah,
It's
like if the implication is that I still have to complete it, I didn't make a wish.
no, the wish is for them to be done in good faith as opposed to bad faith.
I hate this.
Let me make a roll.
To be completed by the wish in good faith.
Okay, so there is a surge of magic that comes up from the ground underneath all of you, and in an instant, you are at the crossroads.
Oh,
There's a magic circle that is completed, and you can see that various items are placed on bowls from your inventory. The diamond dragon claw, the spear tip from the bronze citadel, the other things that you've picked up on your adventures, void salts and uh, live coals and things like that. And
how is Nell? Where, I look around for Nell.
Nell,
Nell was asleep on a pallet. She just sort of passed out at the end of last episode.
Yes, but now that
Nell,
And so they've just been transported, and I imagine she's just sort of fallen onto the ground, suddenly not on a pallet anymore, and it's just like, oh,
Yeah, you're in the
so in
brig.
a lot of pain still.
Yeah, we'll say that
Oh no, it's paused.
um, you're
I,
still in the process of resting,
I
and you have
will come
been.
up to Nell. I will after I get my bearings. I'll see Nell is still very hurt, and just like as a test, I try casting light as a cantrip on just like my weapon.
It works perfectly. Go ahead and make me a D100 roll.
um 39.
Yeah, it seems almost as if the radiance of it is larger than you remember, as if the spell has been powered. Like the range of it, if it were 10 feet, would be 20 feet. It's an even brighter light than you recall.
Anyway, I rush over to Nell, and I will cast Cure Wounds at the 4th level,
Go ahead.
which will return to Nell 4d8 plus 4.
And there's another surge of magic as you do this. And whatever unit of dice you roll, add 1. So an extra D8.
Okay, got it. Nell, you are healed for 31 points. Also, your camera turned off.
Yes. Yeah, 31.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, my internet is playing up again. Let's try having it back.
Cool. So this happens.
Oh, what about Janus? I look around for Janus. Janus!
You do not see your companion Janus.
Hey! I included him in my wish. What the hell? Genie!
You're not really sure. But it's at this point that you hear um and in a very short order, I'm not sure how well the sound that is coming through, but you hear sort of like the Hans Zimmer um like that
Oh my god.
noise uh comes out. And if you pull your heads up, or if you check the windows, because I guess there's smashed windows in this area, you can see that if you're sort of at the crossroads area at the map that I included. From the Hollow Hills area, it appears as if there are lines of cavalry, and from the area that is marked the other path toward the Deluge of Despair, you can see what look like mounted motorbikes, and at the center of which is a large fire elemental creature. And Mad Maggie says, "We are going to avoid all of that shit. Leave it for the other people. And while we're at it," and she comes down into the hold and takes the person that's completely enshrouded in darkness and just throws them into the sand.
Wait, what is this? Who is
Via
that?
a summoning circle. That person thing is accursed. Not trusting anything that was down there where Maris was. We're gonna get out of here, all right?
Oh no, I don't. I'm gonna need a little bit more moral justification for that. Who is that?
Mad Maggie doesn't know who they are. And
Do they have an intelligence higher than 4?
Huh?
No, I don't know what that means. But Illican is worried about this person. He's a heroic kind of guy. He just
Yeah,
sees a person get
fair.
thrown out, so that's where his focus is.
You see the outline of humanoid figure that is just all shadow. Mad Maggie says it's probably some kind of demon. Don't know what it is, but it's not staying on my ship. Not on Diana.
I suppose that is fair.
Is it like a magical darkness, or is it just there completely shadow?
It seems like a type of magical darkness that's it's amorphous and sort of swirls like smoke around the figure.
If I put
So,
the goggles back on that we got last time, do I see
oh,
anything?
um, you would probably see that the figure is actually much smaller. There appears to be an outline of a figure, but it's much smaller than the size of this silhouette would suggest. It looks like there is some kind of artificial cage that they've been trapped in. But it is at this point, Mad Maggie still just tosses them out and climbs back up on the top of the ship, and you can hear some hags from the other room. You're lucky Mad Maggie even lets you stay on her ship. She could have just left you like that thing. And the Hellfire engine veers off, and the camera kind of raises as the sound of hooves and the sound of motorcycles, for lack of a better term, veer against each other, and a battle ensues between the retinue, accompanied by one Elsha Irewind, the Order of the Silver Unicorn, carrying a tall banner. One side there's the glimmering sun, on the other side there is a white silvery unicorn. And in the other camp and corner, there is the elemental fireborn who we all thought was just a cute and innocent snake when we first met him. One Leo, who was the companion animal of your friend, Theodos.
Not our friend.
Well, no, not your friend. Your Mark's
Never even heard.
former.
Never even heard
But
of the guy.
we met some of his minions.
Theodos's minions? Theodos?
No, Leo's minions.
Right,
Leo's.
right. No, yeah, we're aware of him. We just don't know who Theodos is.
Okay, yeah. Wait, no, we
And
have the soul coin with Theodos in.
Oh, wait, duh. Yeah, I totally forgot about
the
that.
point is one of the things that you put into the circle, or that was put in the circle. So if you check your inventory for it, you do not find it. And as you're driving away, you can hear the faint, "But I'm a real boy, right?"
I don't.
It would have already
This
happened.
Are you trying to make me jump off of this vehicle? Illican does not, especially knowing about this coin, he tries getting off. There's no way he's gonna leave a stranger, innocent person behind, and this soul in this coin. There's just no way I would do that. I'm not gonna be okay with that, and I will have a crisis of faith if I allow it to happen.
That doesn't bother me at all. The
Yeah.
coin would have already been in the circle. You can hear this sound, and when you jump out from the Hellfire engine, you can see a swirl of magic. And let us see who gets there first. It appears as if the swirl of magic is a conjuration spell of a certain kind, and from a portal, a large silvery portal, a number of adventurers fall through that you would have never seen before, Illican.
But they were described to me.
Yes, you can see among them a foot tall fairy. They
Is he fat?
They are for the moment fat.
Oh,
And you can see
man, he's still evil.
All things in time. You can see the rest of the crew, including one owl person There is a dragon, or no, it's a kobold sorcerer. You can see that they have some kind of particular wand that is imbued with a powerful magic. There is a vampire, although it's possible that they would have had their um, ring back on to make it seem as if they were a regular human.
A regular
And
human guy.
in an instant, the there is a time lapse, and you can hear the sound of clicking heels and swirling in a cocktail glass, and a voice that you can hear specifically says, "Do you think you're doing the right thing?"
No, not at all.
What are you doing here then?
I've tried to go home, but every option to go home leaves devastation in my wake, so I cannot take them.
This place is run on devastation, and there are allocations of what must be done in order for this place to survive as it is. Now, you have given some of your soul to a dark entity, the bottom of a pit.
And I will give more if it would get these people home.
These people will find their way back. What about you?
I
Where you
I
go?
refer to these people, and I gesture at Nell.
In the Hellfire engine that's going off? You jumped out of?
I care more for her and Janus than I do for these strangers.
You should be
I like to think Nell would have followed Illican, having like seen him jump out.
okay, so you can see
Yeah.
Nell jumping out of the Hellfire engine.
Yeah, I'm like gesturing towards her, limping up.
Yeah. I'm doing a lot better now.
Yes.
And the voice, you can see a tall, we'll say 6.5 foot tall humanoid figure with a pressed suit and a red pocket, a handkerchief.
I have dealt with powers far beyond my knowledge and understanding. I thought I was capable of this knowledge. Ogma has shown me I am not.
You've already fulfilled the purpose which you've been sent here to do.
At what costs?
There's nothing else for you to do here but let fate take its toll now.
What does that mean? Do we get to go home now?
If you would like to leave, I can show you the door.
I'm gonna turn to Illican. Should we take him up on that offer?
And what of them?
They will be, well, they will be made how they were. Because it wasn't in the cards that they should be ours in the way in which it's happened.
Where is
And for-
Janus?
Janus has been held in the keep of Mad Maggie's Hellfire engine to replace Borean, but I can make sure that they end up where you're going.
And what do you get out of this, Lord of the Hells? I'm just assuming.
You are just assuming. And the voice says, well, the day might come where I need to make a certain call on you in the place where you're going. And it always helps to have a friend on the inside. If you don't take up my offer, then between this cavalry and these raiders, I'm pretty sure that you will be made shrapnel.
I'm gonna turn to Nell. Forgive me, for this may seem, perhaps is, exceedingly selfish. But I will not make a deal with this creature.
Okay. And I'm going to stand by that decision.
I will not make the deal. If you have a different viewpoint on it, I will not stop you. But my God would not forgive me, I believe.
Well, I'm not afraid of a fight.
And you look around and that person is gone, and time slowly coheres, and you can see as one of the warriors in particular, who seems to be sort of a leader among the cavalry, strives by on her horse. She says, "By the powers of the light, bring back those who once were, and restore my friends to how Lathander sees them in his own eyes."
Oh,
And a
finally, someone who
glimmering
speaks some sense.
bright light shines over Pocket and Ruzo and Blakiston, Sunny, and
Copernicus.
Copernicus also. And all of you are sort of recalibrated. I was going to say that at this point, the compulsion that you have to any evil items are removed, removing the negative and positive effects of them. Copernicus, you are able to see.
You.
Yes. Doesn't have the Elder Wand anyways, but their Elder Wand has been replaced by a black wand, which an astute study would recognize as the wand of the War Mage, enhanced one. And they have what looks like a glass container with the shredded shards of the Elder Wand. And it is at this point, now we have quite a few characters there, but the darkness that was on that humanoid figure has also been shed away, and we are able to introduce Chan's character, if you would do the honors.
So you see this small 3 foot tall gnomish person who has like this poof of like graying black hair, and they're wearing like some scale mail armor, and you see them waking up. Oh, uh, can any of you help me? I was imprisoned in this perpetual darkness for so long I can't even tell.
You can see that they
Um,
are wearing a helmet. This is the last magical item that you have of note, a helmet with little devil horns on it, kind of like the Animal Crossing hat. And it seems you're able to tell that it's magical, and it's got a black hood that seems to go over part of their face. almost making their face looks monstrous just as such. It's like an optical illusion. Continue. Sorry.
Uh,
Can any of you help me? I've been imprisoned here.
yes, you are the second person today I have freed from the clutches of the Mad Maggie. You may travel with us as we try to escape this, the second layer of hell, I believe. Or we're still in the first.
You're
is it the
still in the
fifth?
first.
Ah, yes. Bator. I am Ilikan Anakalati Ogalakaru Kalagiro. It is a pleasure to meet you.
And I'm Nell.
Nice to
And
meet y'all.
you can see that there are other adventures. Copernicus says, "Oh, yeah,
And I'm
hey,
confused.
Copernicus. I was keeper of the Elder Wand, but I guess that it's been destroyed. What were we fighting about, Pocket?
Yeah, and the fairy's like, and I'm confused as hell. What the fuck is going on, and what happened to me?
Most of the weight is shed off in an instant.
Good.
But you do have a little bit of baby fat left.
Uh-huh.
And Ruse is going to say, I have one hell of a headache. What happened?
You are no longer, I was going to say, you are no longer evil aligned, but if you feel like you need a readjustment with your alignment, this would sort of be the time. I'm not sure what everyone's alignment is, what the story is there. I'm going to look over Copernicus's.
Pocket is neutral good.
Huh?
Pocket's neutral good.
Oh, okay,
So,
cool.
I think Russo was lawful evil just because of the fact that she was a vampire.
Yeah, but
But
if
so
you,
I don't know what my alignment would be now.
Probably neutral to chaotic, or even lawful neutral if you're a law-abiding
Yeah.
citizen. But if you feel heroic after your past deeds and excursions, you could perhaps even move into a good territory. It's kind of however you feel the character is at where
Yep.
they're at.
Yeah,
I think Russo just feels a bit conflicted by everything at the moment.
Neutral's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
you might end up as a true neutral then.
Alignment, it's really at this point more of a guideline for role playing than a functioning mechanic.
I think so too, but that is part of the reason why I thought, just as like a exercise of going over how it is your character might have changed by these experiences.
But yeah, just for Chan's sake, Illican is this large furbolg. They're these they have different colored skins, long pointy ears. They're kind of like forest mini giants a little bit. But he wears what does he wear? He wears some very very intricate looking half plate made out of adamantine. Has some winged boots on his feet and wields maces, a mace, a spear, and a crossbow on his person. Always stands tall with his chest out and his chin up a little bit, but not in a looking down at you way, looking more in, the way clerics hold themselves. If you know anything about religion, he has the symbol of Agma on his clothing, which is the god of knowledge. And then in the new arrival group, the little fairy guy, Pocket, little over a foot tall, wears colorful clothing of a style that is completely foreign to you. It's a straight, like a sort of like a loose vest over a long loose shirt, and these strange trousers made of a material you've never seen before. He has all kinds of little doodads and knickknacks all over him that match his size or don't. He does also just have some large things that dangle beneath him, like just a pack that is almost as big as he is, filled with his junk. But he seems very sweaty and confused and nervous right now. Yeah.
And so Nell, who's with Illican, she's a half-elf ranger. She's got brown eyes. She has like red hair with like a messy plait and bun. She's quite tall, about 5'10". But she has like this very sunny demeanor. Um, she's got I think she's got a longbow and a spear at the moment, and she's kind of like swallowed up. Well, not quite swallowed up. She's quite tall, but she's got this scale mail plate that was given to her, I think, earlier in the campaign. She didn't have much in the way of armor, just common clothes to begin with. And then Ruzo from the other party is like very obviously a vampire. You can see the fangs. She's like a bit darker in her palette. She's like very dark clothes, with these red accents to her clothes. She's wearing like a long cloak which covers like most of the top half of her body. It kind of like swallows her a little bit. And she's got black hair. She's just very pale. Like she's very obviously a vampire or like a dampire.
And then there's also
yeah.
sorry, yeah.
No, yeah, sorry.
There is also Blake, who is this owl woman, very buff and like covered in weapons. They probably say something like, "Oh wow, it's pretty good to get out of that situation," or some shit like that, or crack
Very
some
lumpy space princess.
crack some joke, some eye rolling joke. I'll leave that to David.
And Blake has like a huge battle axe, doesn't she?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can see why I broke up with my drow girlfriend.
Something like that. But yes,
because you are all in a temple of Lolth.
Yes, you may travel with us. What was your name? I'm so sorry.
Oh, well, first, DM, am I like, so I'm like restrained, but like how, or I'm like in a cage or?
Yeah, it's like it is like a cage that goes over your person. So your
Oh,
arms and feet are restrained inside of this
mhm.
humanoid cage that you're sort of small in, but in your flat. Well, yeah,
Flat.
say that you've fallen
Okay.
flat.
Illican will step
Okay.
over and start trying to see if he can just undo the latches.
Yeah. I'd love
And
to
yeah.
travel with you. I just need to be freed.
Of course, of course. Can I open?
Are we kind of like hopping between characters at the moment?
Well, your characters are both here at present. Copernicus also comes up and with a mage hand starts trying to undo clasp and locks.
Because Ruzo is pretty adept at lock picking.
It's not locked
Oh,
as far as you can tell, and any magic that was on this device itself is also stopped.
Yeah,
So
Illicon's already trying just to open it mundanely.
and you're not having any problems. You're able to get to get this rock gnome out rather easily.
Pocket's probably still kind of. So like, what is the other party's like memory timeline?
That's a great question. You remember falling into the River Styx, I think. You remember meeting a witch named Strix and there being some kind of disagreement, and then you were swept away and everything's sort of a blank. You have vague scenes of being in a temple in the Underdark somewhere, and
Wait, why are we here? Are we here for Strahd? Oh,
you
God.
then it starts coming back to you. You had signed a deal between the Sunny family and the Blagovich family that was basically going to spare the life of Ruzo's uncle. But in exchange, you had to go across the multiverse and kill some phylacteries of Strahd von Zarovich and attempt to displace him from his throne itself before he is able to make a a portal pathway into the city of Sigil, through which he would be able to live within both dimensions simultaneously. If the party is to fail, presumably, in this mission, it would mean that the Vampire Council would ramp up their attempts to kill Ruzo's uncle, one Dmitry Blagovich. You also look through your inventory and you can see that Pocket's fan fiction smut book has only gotten more intense and longer and wider in its scope. And there are several titles that you've been playing with and crossing out. It looks as if the page count has been inflated artificially so that where it was a regular sized tome, it is now like a double sized leather bound tome.
Oh,
What have you
no.
been writing about my family?
I am afraid to find out.
Lakiston says, I bet that it's disgusting.
I don't doubt that it is.
I open up to a random page. Oh, God! And I slam it shut.
A snake.
I hope
slithers
there aren't
out
drawings
from
in
the
there.
pages. Oh,
Okay. That's a problem for another time. Did we find a
You look
phylactery
well.
while we were here?
you
Have we done our job
No.
yet?
you may remember that the phylactery is in Stygia, in the Forest of Desolation, if I remember correctly.
God, we're not even
Can
done
I-
here.
Can I
Wait.
check? Are we also still in the middle of a battlefield?
Yes, and you look around and you realize that there is an ongoing battle between cavalry under the auspices of one Elsha Irewind and Leo. You can see Leo riding on a motorcycle with a retinue of gnolls and devils and tieflings, and the battle is like swirling in media res. And if it weren't for Elsha kind of keeping a perimeter around where the group of you would have probably already gotten swarmed. As it stands, you have this second to catch your breath, and I need you to roll initiative.
Oh,
And I would like
Oh.
you, if you have more than one character in the fray, to just use the same initiative for both characters.
What about how I know Illican and Nell haven't had a chance to really get rests. What are the rest of the party status at? Are they at tip top or
We will say that you can do 2d10, and that's how much damage you've taken. You've probably utilized
on
a
who?
couple of spell slots if it's necessary, but you
On
can
who?
kind of just off at random.
like I already have a bunch of spell slots taken off on from pockets last time.
Oh,
I haven't
Okay.
I haven't rested him in any way.
no,
Maybe we
Ruzo's at full health.
What about your recharge abilities?
Don't really have any. For now, for Ruzo. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I meant for Russo.
Yeah, I used one spell slot like very early in the campaign.
Well, you would regain them after a rest.
But did we have
don't-
one or not?
Yeah, I
That's what I'm
don't think
asking.
we ever did.
Okay,
I'm
well,
asking
that's fine.
I'm asking if I should do anything to my character sheet at all. It is still as it was when we last left our characters.
I think that for the sake of simplicity, we'll just say leave your character sheet as it was,
Okay.
both of them, and we'll see how it goes. But right now the party is at a vantage point. You're on a sort of small hill where this where the crossroads are, and the battle is kind of happening around you. You're in the eye of the storm, as it were. And if you could put your initiative rolls in the chat, it would be very helpful.
Well, I'm going to use Pocket's initiative since he has a +8 and advantage. Then.
Wow, Elsha rolls a natural 20.
So has Illicon removed my strengths,
Yeah.
or is in the process of doing it right now? So I'm
It's
still
already
prone on the floor.
I believe I
Nope,
was able to free you.
you've already been pulled up.
I'm sorry, what was? Okay.
Okay, we're all good? 16 Illicon. Got it. Okay, the first act is Elsha, and you can see her
You never really
like
described
the
Elsha.
light. Oh, yes, Elsha is she's a medium-sized human woman. She's got long white hair and glowing red eyes. An air of the divine seems to carry about her in a way that is very curious for this place. She has a large helm that is studded with gems and a booming, powerful voice. It appears as if she is the leader of this retinue of cavalry. And she says, the Order of the Silver Unicorn will now enact its purpose and purge this realm of those with impure hearts. And she is going to use her helmet and cast a spell. A very powerful spell. Oh, goodness, that's not Elsha. Here we go. You can see a rainbow of light erupt from her helmet. And wow. As the violet light carries from her helm, you can see that a number of the creatures who are riding these motorcycles and her proximity are struck blind and fall from their bicycles, and there's a discharge of wild magic. And the bicycles explode, destroying like 3 or 4 different armed riders. Up next, you can see the elemental Leo veer his bike into the fray. He sort of goes up the hill, Evil Knievel style, and jumps it. And from the air, he shoots down a couple of like flaming spears, javelins, if you will. He's gonna shoot one at Copernicus for sure, missing. And he's gonna shoot down one at let me see, I'll roll a d4. One in the crowd. It will head towards you, Illican, rolling a 21 to hit.
I raise my shield. I am going to hold on. Do I have shield?
Yes.
I thought I had shield. Reactions. I don't. Okay, I take it.
I don't cleric spell.
I take it.
Okay, that's fine. It is 15 points of damage. 5 of that is fire damage. As this flaming spear rams into you, and they jump over the group of you successfully and disappear into the fray.
You had given us some potions of shield, so I had 30 temporary hit points, which I believe also. No, I think you lost those already.
The false life?
Yeah, the false life. I still have 30 temporary hit points.
We hadn't had a chance to use them.
Yes, you do still have that temporary HP.
Nice. So it chips through that for me.
Illican, it is now your turn.
Nelly, Jory, be blessed. Keep your chins high. And I bless the three of us. I cast bless.
Is it an action?
Correct.
Ho ho. Very good. So
I raise my mace and I chant a prayer to Ogma in my native tongue.
And whenever the target makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, you can roll a d4 and add the number to what you roll. Very good use. A glimmering light shines over the group of you, and it appears to be a stronger blessing than you're used to.
In what way? Do I not need to concentrate on it? That would be nice.
Yes, we will say that it happens without your need to concentrate. And could you roll me a D100?
Yes.
Wow.
42. My best number.
Ooh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Good.
1 second. Let me find my 42. Interesting. You can see that some of the the creatures that you bless begin to feel a bit dizzy and suffer from a bout of vertigo.
Oh no.
You're able to yourself, but it is as if the already swirling battle is swirling even further. You become a smidge disoriented. Jory
Illican. Again.
No, this is a good thing. It's a good thing. It means it's working.
Is this what this swirling feeling is supposed to is? I so confused.
No. It's that other new feeling you have, the good one that makes you feel like I can do better. My capacity is increased. Try and ignore the vertigo.
You feel faster and stronger somehow.
Take your word for it.
But it is not without its element of disorientation. It is at the end of your turn, Illican.
That's my action, and I will then. So, give me a grid layout. Who's near me? What enemies are close? What's within 120 feet? Yada yada.
You can see that within 120 feet, there are several motorcycled creatures who are veering by. Not Leo, who has put themselves essentially out of range or between people and the group of you. There are also several of Elsha's warriors, and Elsha herself, who is probably about 15 feet away from the party, acting as a sort of buffer.
I will go ahead and cast another spell that's a bonus action, Shield of Faith, on myself to bolster my
Yes.
defense.
It is an AC bonus of plus 2?
Correct.
Yes. Yes, quite.
Cool.
So this
I cast
ring
another
shield.
spell if it matters.
La ver. Yes. Oh my goodness.
86.
Oh my gracious. Yeah, and there's another discharge of wild magic. Your AC increases by 4.
Holy crap.
And all are banded, like protected wild. And you can see that around your companion's wrist, orange bands, like fluorescent orange bands, suddenly appear to distinguish between your enemies and your friends.
I'm sorry, what?
Like arm, not quite like wristlets, like you would get when you went to a concert.
Right.
Little paper bands that are really difficult to get off. They suddenly appear around the wrists of your companions.
Be
Your
more
new
specific.
friends.
About who?
So, yes, that's fine. It is the group Nell, Illicon, Jory, but also Blake, Sunny, Copernicus, um, Ruzo, and Pocket, and
Elsha.
yeah, and Elsha and Elsha's retinue. They all get
Interesting.
wristbands.
Do they say friend on the wristband or something?
VIP.
Or do I just, like, inherently know what the wristbands mean? Because you just told me.
Yeah. Yes, I have just told you. You inherently know.
All right. Well, with myself and my companions bolstered, we are ready to face hell. That's my turn.
Very good. Jory, it is your turn.
Oh. So do I have any idea about this like wristband of
Make an Arcana.
companionship? Okay. Arcana check. $25.
Nice.
You have been asleep through spell plague. You can't say for certain how long you've been out, but time definitely passes differently in the places where you have been. What you do know is that it appears as if magic is effectuating itself more strongly, and that there are discharges of wild magic that appear to be part of that process. And you think that the emanation of these wristbands are just a wild magic effect within the realm of possibilities that are manifested through the ingenuity of the weave. You can hear Mad Maggie's voice in your head, we'll say as a cute part of an extended universe cut cinematic moment. It's like it's some kind of spell quake. Spell quake. Spell quake.
I don't know what that means.
And carries over the group of you. And you mouth the
Okay.
2 words, spell quake.
Okay. Oh, so curious. Seems the condition of the weed has changed while I have been asleep. But it seems like these people are companions. And so you'll see Jory kind of take out these two beakers and very quickly she's like pouring back and forth, and she has like a little stirring rod that she uses in it. She corks it, and so the people in front of us, are they like congested or
Yeah, we'll say that it's
together
kind of
some way?
it's a traffic battle. People are moving against the
Uh-huh.
grain of each other, and there is some congestion where they've slowed down.
Okay. So I'd like to target a 20-foot cube that seems, efficient. And this beaker just tosses over, and it explodes in this poof of like fluorescent mist, and it covers everyone and all these objects in this 20-foot cube. And I cast Fairy Fire.
Nice. And it's a dex
So I
save.
think everyone has to make, a dex save of 18.
There are three of them who are in the area immediately, although I think that it stays there.
I believe it does.
And they all fail.
Okay, so now all attack rolls against these fluorescent creatures have advantage if you can see them,
Nice.
and they can't go invisible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
So
what
that
color light
is
you want to choose?
it's like a blue green, like phosphorescent kind of glow on each of them.
Do these beakers seem to be unaffected by the spell plague's wild magic effects?
It is still um um
It's
you can
first level
see,
spell.
yes, it appears as if there is some additional comfort, as if it's like disrupting their vision, perhaps, but there aren't any other discernible effects that you can tell.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, and so there's Illicon, Nell, Pocket, Blake, Copernicus. Are we all kind of just like bunched together?
Yeah. The area where you are is on a
Yeah.
slight
So kind of just
where the
like
crossroads are.
okay. So I'll just say that see them, and so you can attack, and I'll move back just like maybe a little bit behind everybody.
Yeah, you kind of crowd back
Yeah.
out of, the front
I'm like,
line.
I don't know what's going on. I just woke up. Things are strange.
Trust me,
Yeah.
you'll get
And
used to the
that
feeling of
would
not knowing what's going on.
I mean, it's understandable.
You'll seem nice.
I never know what the hell is happening.
And I'll end my turn.
It is now the turn of Nell / Ruzo.
Oh, I forgot to go for Pocket on my turn. We can deal with that after this.
Yes, we will do.
Well, do you want to go now? I don't mind.
I could.
Sure. Yeah, what does Pocket do?
Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, awesome. Wow, we're in the middle of a fucking war. This is cool. Are those metal things with wheels? That's awesome. No,
Yeah.
really, that's fucking cool. I want one. Wow.
You can see that already some of the creatures have died who were carrying them, and there are some that are just randomly splayed out among the battlefield, no more than 80 feet away.
I want to go up to one of the nearest creature alive on a motorbike.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say, "Hey, bub, you're with me now. Let's go fuck some shit up." And when I cast Charm Monster on the guy,
Cool. What kind of save is it?
so Wisdom save versus 18.
They became a pirate. They have -1 wisdom, and they rolled a 3 on die. So
I hop on
yes.
his either side cab or like on his shoulder, and I start
John.
pointing and just have him do his thing, but against his companions.
Yeah, you can see that this
I'll have him.
suggestion spell takes a very strong hold.
It's a charm, but yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to direct him towards whichever nearest enemy is nearest to our party. Hopefully, it's one that's been fairy fired. If not, that's fine too.
It is one who's been fairy fired.
Nice. So yes, whenever he moves and attacks or whatever, I will be hoping or telling him to. I'll be guiding him along his way.
Cool. That's your turn. Now we will go to Nell/Russo.
So, sorry, you've probably already done this. Can you explain the layout of the battlefield? Are people like intermingled?
Clusterfuck. Yeah, there is an intermingling of your friends and foes. You can tell all of your friends because they have horses and orange wristbands, and your foes because they're made out of fire or riding motorbikes. You, Ruzo, with your particular eyes, you can see at the far reaches of the battlefield some creatures that appear to be on chains that are being held by Leo's crew. They look like this.
Oh,
And they're sort of making their way more slowly through the battlefield and being one of them. There are two of them, like I said. One of them is especially this focus of the Order of the Silver Unicorn, although it appears to be fending them off rather well.
how far away is this creature, and do I know what it is?
Say that they're about 250 feet away at this point. You may know that they are a Canoloth, but might not know much more than that without a check.
Oh. What check would I have to do? Nature?
Nature Arcana.
I'll do. It's the same either way. Oh,
And then
that was 10.
Ruzo?
For Ruzo. Oh. Yeah, because Ruzo is the only one you can see these at the moment.
Okay, yeah, it would be Ruzo who could see. A 10 doesn't give you very much more. You know that they are some kind of fiendish creature, that they probably have true sight, and it doesn't look like they have any other purpose than, incarnate destruction writ large.
Sorry, one moment.
Do I still have my Horn of Valhalla?
Sorry about that.
I just don't remember. I remember like giving it to Blake, but I don't remember if we like traded it away for something. I still have it in my inventory.
I think you still have the horn, but it's 7 days might not have uh, come yet.
Oh wow. Really?
Okay. So.
Maybe you used it in Lolth's dungeon, but
So so Ruzo still has the Moonbeam dagger.
yeah.
How far can it go?
Um, Moonbeam is 120 feet.
By 5 feet.
It's like one square, 40 feet high, anywhere within 120 feet of you. So yeah,
Are these creatures within that range?
yes.
There are some you would basically be creating a random trap in the battlefield.
It's more like a suborbital laser that you're able to like scoot around and into people.
Okay, I'm going to say bat, and using my, because I have the cloak of flying, I'm going to try and get closer to these creatures to help Belcher out.
Okay,
Uh,
cool. So you take to the skies.
and
Is it like a squirrel glider? I don't quite remember.
it's a cloak, and I just
No,
imagined it
no,
would turn
it's
into
giant
bat
bat
wings.
wings.
Yeah,
Yes, I remember this.
yeah. So, and how far can I get?
Probably 30 or 60 feet.
Yeah, I think 35. Sorry.
No, you're good. It's been a while since we've been these characters.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. Having to
I feel
run
like I could fly faster than that.
having to run two level 11 characters is no small feat.
You know, when you
It's-
disrupt the will of Asmodeus, you have to pay for it.
Wings of flying. These wings give you a flying speed of 60 feet.
Okay. So I'll try and get 60 feet close to these creatures. And I'm going to try and do as little damage to my allies as possible. But if it's not possible, then
Well,
I mean that's just on them.
I don't think any of us are like in the midst of it, but there are Elsha's companions who are like
Yes.
in the
Yeah,
fray.
it would
Yeah.
be NPCs to you, but
Yeah,
they have families.
they do.
You can only
Um,
hit one square at a time, so if you like aim it, you should be good.
So
Yeah,
I'm going to aim it at these creatures. And the moonbeam dagger. So it's 14 to hit.
They need to make
14.
they need to make a con saving throw.
Oh, okay.
Got it. They roll a 16.
Oh,
She doesn't have a built-in spell modifier because she's not a regular spellcaster, so it's not showing what their DC is supposed to be.
Wouldn't it be wisdom? Isn't Ranger a wisdom class?
it's
Rogue,
I'm yeah, rogue at the
Oh,
moment.
not a
rogue.
spellcaster. They don't
You're
have a
right.
built-in thing. If we were going
Yeah.
for Moonbeam, it
Yeah.
would be Constitution, but that's not really a spellcasting modifier.
No, it's not.
It's up to you.
Let's just use your intelligence.
So it would be 8 plus 2 plus half your level, so 15 or 16.
Sorry, are
Okay.
you asking? Okay.
No, I'm asking Derek, which one would it be? 15 or 16? It's up to you.
Oh, let's just do the 5.
Okay. So yeah, your spell
Yeah.
save DCs will be 15 for the purpose of Moonbeam.
Yeah, which means that they pass, but they should still take half damage.
Okay, so
Yes.
so
That's 2d10.
they've taken 8 points of damage then. Let's say.
Nice.
And yeah, you can tell that's significant. They managed to stay on their motorbike, but
It is radiant damage too.
Wait,
yeah.
I thought I was targeting those creatures you mentioned.
Yeah, I know
Okay.
exactly what you're talking about. And they're the ones that were affected by the fairy fire. They're really just in the meat grinder.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so that's Ruzo. What about Nell?
No. Which enemies are closest to us? I might, if there's one on one of the bikes, I might try and take a cue from pocket and try and grab one of them.
Yeah, the ones with the fairy fire. There are about three of them. Two of them are much closer, and one of them is the target of this moonbeam, which leaves one more that you think you might be able to do this maneuver with. Go ahead and describe what you want to do.
So I'm going to charge at where I think the bike will end up next, and I'm going to try and shoot them with my longbow.
You
And
get
simultaneously get them off the bike and get on.
Yes, so I'm going to try and time it so I've shot them enough, or I've pierced them enough that they would like either be dead or fall off the bike, and I can grab it as it goes past because I imagine it will still have some momentum.
Oh, that's such a
Yeah.
cool. That's such a cool shot of them like riding you down and you raising your bow. Hopefully this happens. You get a plus.
Yeah.
You get to plus a D4 to your attack roll because of the blessing.
Yep.
Uh,
And you have advantage because of the fairy fire.
oh,
Thank you, John.
wait. So the D4, or I think this is a D8 that I roll for the damage.
Well,
Oh, no,
you
It's to hit.
roll twice to hit. So I saw the 22. Go ahead and do a second one. That's even better.
D4.
And then you get. I guess it doesn't matter at this point 'cause it's gonna hit. But now you would add the D4.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So that's 6 and
The D4 is to hit, not to damage.
oh, okay. I think that's 6, or is that 5? It's a weird breakdown.
What did it say? It gave 2d8s. Wish I could look at your character sheet real quick. You might have just rolled
So
twice.
6?
I think you might have accidentally rolled twice. So it's 5,
Oh.
I believe.
Okay.
Whatever the case is, you think that your attack is a little bit stronger than you had anticipated. And when you make this maneuver, I want you're going to have to make a contested strength check with the creature, but you have advantage because they're a bit discombobulated by this maneuver that you've done. So go ahead and make me a strength check as you attempt to use your movement to knock them off of the bike.
13.
13 is enough that you are able to get them off the bike, and now I need you to make a dexterity check to see if you're able to keep on this moving vehicle as it shoots across the plane.
12.
Let me see. 12 is not enough. So the bike continues to shoot on past you, and you toss this we'll say that they're a larger sized tiefling person to the ground, and the two of you roll together. They take a bit more damage. As the two of you continue to tumble in this area. That is your turn.
Do I take any damage?
You take no damage, no.
Oh, okay.
That's you?
That's me.
Copernicus says, oh, fuck. I guess when times get tough, you just have to magic missile. Copernicus does a magic missile at the 5th level. One. Sorry. And we will say that they attack the creature that is already in the moonbeam area, and that the force of these 7 magic missiles in a row knocks them off of the bike. And so 2 bikes continue to skirt off and fall within 60 feet of the party. And then everything resets. And I think I want to do this thing that Keaton and I have talked about, and we'll re-roll initiative as the battle continues to swirl around because it's so chaotic. We're going to roll initiative a few times, which is an old mechanic from the
Well,
days
yeah.
yonder.
I'm what I've been doing in my most recent campaign is before initiative is rolled. We don't have to do this. Someone suggested me do this. But what I've been doing in that campaign is everyone states what they're going to do on their turn right at the beginning of the round. We go one by one, say, I'm going to use this action and move here. And then everyone rolls initiative and it just plays out. We just press play on the script and it just
That's really
happens.
cool. Yeah.
It's been pretty interesting. It's a little confusing sometimes, but an interesting way to
I'm going to
do
do
it.
it this time, but definitely I will keep that in mind for future mechanics.
But for Pocket and Illicon, we get a 18, and I will be right back.
Not to worry.
Got a 12.
Got a clock die. Okay, 12 for Jory.
11.
One second. 5 plus 7. Oh no, 16.
All right.
Okay. That I don't need. That is not yet there. Illicon. Oh. Copernicus. I need to roll Copernicus. Cool. So the first act are the retinue, the Fireborn, the elementals, and what have you. So you can hear some kind of loud, booming voice in elemental, and the different creatures in the bikes begin revving their engines with an intense authority. And it looks as if the group is beginning to kind of reconverge. 50, 60 feet away from where the fairy fire and moonbeam, where that is currently. And they're going to use most of their turns to move, although, if I'm not mistaken, Ruzo is on the ground with one of the pirates. Is that correct?
No.
Nell. Okay.
Yeah, Ruzo's in the air at the moment.
So, gotcha. They are going to attempt to attack you with their they have a glowing red dagger that they keep on their person, and they're going to slash at you twice. The first one is a 21 to hit, and the second one is a natural 20.
So that'd be my AC, wouldn't it? You need, so it's
Against
15.
your AC. Yeah, so both of those hit.
Yes.
So that is 20 points of fire damage as this elemental knife scalds across your person. Are you still standing now? You've been healed, haven't you?
Yeah, so I am still standing. I've got so I just ate into the temporary health, so I've got 10 of that left now, and I have 50 HP at the moment.
Cool. And the pirate is going to use their special ability to attempt to disarm you. What weapon do you have on your person?
In her hand.
So I was holding a longbow, but I imagine I would have put it on before I put it on my back before I tried to get to the bike. But I also have a dagger, so I feel like that would probably be the best for this situation.
With your dagger. Is that what you said?
Yes, it is a
Oh, I
plain
need you to make a
dagger.
strength saving throw.
Is Nell within 30 feet of me?
12.
I don't think so. Because
I
you're
know
kind
I
of
moved back and then she moved forward, I think, right?
you are also blessed. Is that Nell?
Yes.
So you can add a D4. I don't think that they're in range of you, Jory. Not at this point.
Uh, 13.
13 is not enough. The dagger is poof pulled from your hand and knocked 15 feet away. And you are there. You and the creature are both prone, wrestling on the ground. Let's see. Are there any other creatures that are in range? One of them has been knocked from their bike by Copernicus. They are going to get up and run in the direction of the bike, but they don't get there with their movement all the way. And it is now Copernicus's turn. Seeing that this creature is getting closer and closer to where that is, they are going to cast. Ooh. A storm sphere, which is a concentration spell, and a swirling cylinder. No, it's a sphere. Duh, it's in the name. Of whirling air and ice and lightning appears in the battlefield around that creature. And Copernicus will let the bludgeoning of the rocks and terrain hurl against this creature. We'll just do it now for the sake of. And they will also use their bonus action to cast lightning on that same creature. Through the powers of the spell plague, this is enhanced. There's so much to keep track of. The spell quake, I should say.
Indeed it is so.
And for one reason or another, this creature ends up bursting into a column of green flame.
Green flame.
and coins just start shooting out of the fire at random. And that is Copernicus's turn. It is now Illican.
Yes. Um.
Okay.
So, well, first I'm going to do Pocket, who's on the back of one of these Hell Riders.
Yeah,
Who's
driving into the fray.
who's the meanest looking motherfucker on the battlefield right now?
Leo.
Who?
Leo.
Leo. I've always hated that little shit. And I'm gonna have the Hell Rider charge towards Leo.
The big boss man. Oh, fuck, we're in for it now.
I know what he really is. And if I'm able to get within 60 feet of Leo, I'm gonna try and
We'll say
polymorph him back into a fire snake.
awesome. Yeah. Is it a save?
Um, an unwilling creature must make a wisdom saving throw versus the effect. It's an 18. Wait,
wisdom...
is he technically a shapeshifter? Because it won't work if he is. Can he willingly change forms between whatever? Or was this all magical?
Not exactly.
Yeah,
It
okay.
is more magical.
Got it.
And your magic takes its effect. I need you to roll me a D100.
6.
Cool. So there's a quaking, and it's a little bit like that scene at the end of The Lord of the Rings where the earth falls out underneath the encroaching orc army.
Of course.
And there's a bit of a landslide for most of the creatures that are there associated with Leo. And the creature itself turns into a fire elemental snake and
Can I catch him?
Yeah, you catch him and you're
I
surprised.
got you little shit.
Oh, and I would have fucking gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling fucking kids.
I'm gonna see if I can figure out how to shove you in that coin with Theodos so he can tell you what's what.
Oh no, don't make me go back to Theodos. Anything but that.
No, yeah, that's the punishment that he gets. Is I'm gonna try and either figure out how to bring Theodos back so he can have his snake back and keep it under control, or I'm gonna lock him in there with him, or see if I can soul coin him myself. Pocket's not against it.
Yeah, you guys probably wouldn't realize that the soul coin is somewhere in the ether.
Oh,
as
right.
it
No,
were.
we don't know about that. That's right. Because last time I know, he was in the wand, I thought.
Mhm. Yeah, he was in the wand as far as you knew. So it could be that, well, you're not exactly sure, but I think that is a good stopping point.
All right. Exciting.
Yes.
Okay.
So you're able to fend off the majority, well, to whatever extent of Leo's retinue. You are there with one Elsha Irewind, who will help the group of you get along where you're going in the next session. And hopefully we'll be able to get all of the personnel situation cleared up so we can just have one party.
Very cool. Another exciting one.
Okay. Wow, so much going on.
Yeah.
A lot to
So many
manage.
people.
Yeah. Not only did you get like dropped into the middle of it, you got dropped into the middle of the session where we have to play 2 parties.
Yeah.
Is that what it's going to be like going forward? Are y'all each?
No.
I was gonna say I hope we don't have to control 2 characters for very long.
No, the beginning of the next session, we'll be back to our regular personnel. If the party didn't want to go with Asmodeus, which who can blame you? You're also welcome to go with Elsha or to go back to Shemeshka and they can get you there. But we can get all those details worked out on the next session.
Nice. I'm going to stop the recording. Bye bye.
Thank you all, and we'll see you
Bye.
soon. Bye.